Thando could create electricity. Once upon a time, in a small town of Euathoplous, lived a girl by the name of Thando. Thando lived with her father, who was the most respected man in the town. Solomon, Thando's dad, was on a mission to find a charming prince for Thando. He put banners and posters advertising how great his daughter is. Thando was not interested in lobola or getting married. Thando wanted to find a way to create electricity so that load shedding would not affect the town of Euathoplous. After weeks and weeks of frustration, Thando gave up trying to find electricity and put the darkness to an end. Thando decided to clear her mind and take Sally the cow for a walk around her enclosure. While walking with her cow, Sally noticed a mouse and began to chase the mouse. Sally ran faster and faster. Eventually sparks began to appear. Thando got a wonderful idea and ran back home to connect the town's electricity box to the sparks. And bam! Dang! Boom! The whole of Euathoplous had lights. The town praised and worshipped Thando for getting rid of load shedding. One day, in the old shebeen, Mavis and Rory were speaking about Thando and how her father had doubled his lobola for Thando, only because she could create electricity. Fizila was from the city and was in town visiting his gogo and overheard Mavis's and Rory's conversation about the girl who could create electricity and wanted to find out who this young lady was and have her hand in marriage. Fizila searched high and low to find old man Solomon. One day, in the old shebeen, he found him and made him an offer he knew he would not refuse. Thando's dad had accepted the offer, and in the next few weeks, Thando was married to Fizila. Fizila rushed back to the city with his new wife and waited for the load shedding to switch off in their area. Once load shedding had hit their area, Fizila ordered Thando to create electricity so that he could watch the soccer at 5 o'clock. Like Thando had explained many times, it was never her but Sally the cow that could make electricity while running. Fizila rushed back to the town of Euathoplous to fetch Sally the cow to bring her back to the city with him. When Fizila had reached the enclosure where Sally had lived, he noticed she was gone. He searched high and low for the cow, but rumor has it that the Euathoplous had taken the cow and ate her all up. Fizila had searched all the mountains in the town of Euathoplous for Sally the cow, screaming her name out. One day Fizila heard a strange voice calling from the moving trees, "Leave Sally the cow alone, or else I'll lead you to. Go buy yourself a generator." Fizila was terrified and ran back home, where he caught the first taxi back to the city. He went home to tell his wife what had happened, and she demanded that he go to Game and buy a generator. Fizila and Thando went the next day to Game and bought the first generator they saw. Later that evening, when load shedding had reached them, Fizila had set up the generator and had created lights in the house. Thando had explained to her new husband that the Euathoplous does not like loud noises, and the sound of the generator will scare him away from ever coming into the city. The end.